So funny story. It's Friday at 9:30 and yesterday I didn't check in because our car broke down after my mom's doctor appointment. So I didn't make it to my doctor appointment. I had to reschedule. And we were kind of stuck in town. Like we called AAA and got towed to the shop, and they knew it wasn't gonna be fixed that day because don't know what's wrong with it. So we were kind of stuck there, and we were trying to call anybody we knew in town that might be able to give us a ride. Yeah, it's a little rough in the middle of the work week. I at least have one friend who lives where I do, but he works in town, so I was like, well, if worse comes to worse, maybe we just sit here for a few hours and he'll give us a ride home after work. But we ended up not doing that because we still had a bunch of errands to run, and we just rented a car. So we're going back down to town for more appointments and errands, and we'll be returning the car today, so that was fun. Yeah, that's a first time renting a car for me. That's yay. So yesterday I was reading The Outsiders. I think I got to page 90, and I've been highlighting so much that, like, I don't know if you would be able to even see like just how much is highlighted, but I used up an entire highlighter, so I have another one with me, and I will be able to finish the rest of the book today while waiting in offices and stuff. So I did bring the short story collection, Three Sides of a Heart, to hopefully start reading. But I forget how much I love The Outsiders. I really like, it's kind of, you know, it's a deep point of view perspective, and he's Ponyboy, which I love these names. Ponyboy is a flawed character, and you know, he's an unreliable narrator. He's a 14-year-old boy. So I really love this book. I love the characters. Not a lot happens, but it's enough that the story feels contained. I don't know, I love it. But then by the time I'm starting to get to page like 89 or 90, I'm like, my heart just starts hurting because I know what's coming. And I'm a total Johnny and Dally shipper, alright? You know, if you've read this, fight me in the comments, I don't care. I could write a thesis about the subtext in this book and talk for hours about it, which I have to some of my friends. They already know. Like, the subtext in this book is real. Whether or not some people see it, it's legitimate. I first read this when I was like 12 or 13, and I totally saw it. This book is reflective. So I totally saw the subtext, and I still see it. It's still, I'm like, my heart. So yes, anyway, that's, if you read The Outsiders, let me know what you think of it. If I was going to rate it, I would probably still only rate it like 4 stars, but because it's such a favorite of mine, it probably gets 5 stars. So, and you know, there's really no one to ship in this book. Like, okay, 2-Bit and Marcia get along, and they're like snarky jokesters, so their banter, like there's a whole scene where they're bantering, and I'm like, I love you two, but then no one ever talks about them again. So instead I ship Johnny and Dally. Yeah, if you read it, let me know what you think of it. So it's the next day because I'm a terrible vlogger. No, it's Saturday at 12:30. We're at the post office again, so we're always here. I finished reading The Outsiders. I used 2 highlighters in this book. I didn't even like, I highlighted quite a bit, but not a whole lot, but I did. Let's see. You know, I have this entire notebook that I have, let's see, I have these notes on, And then I started in on a second notebook. So that's how many thoughts I have about this book. It's why it's one of my favorites, I guess. What are you doing? Just sit down. What are you doing? What's wrong with you, huh? What are you doing? So yes, I still die at the end for Johnny and Dally, and I still ship them. Whatever. It's what I do. Yeah. So it's still one of my favorite books. I don't know what else to say about this. If you haven't read it, it's really good. It's really short. I love it more for a lot of the subtext than just a straight reading of text, because it's not like a deep text, and all of the questions from school were like, what does it mean when they say they see the same sunsets? I'm like, location change. Alright, so I don't know what I was saying. I think I was saying that interpretations of this book are very minimal and surface level in classes. Like, oh, what does seeing the same sunsets mean? What do you think it means? This whole book, it hits you over the head with the concept like, people are people. It's tough all over. The Grecians and the Socias, there's not that much of a difference between them. Everybody's a person. Everybody's got shit they're dealing with. Like, this book is not subtle in that respect. And that's why I think I've always enjoyed reading a little bit further into the text than other people. I think I said it before, but I could write like a thesis about the subtext I see. And it's really interesting because a lot of people don't see it. A lot of people are just like, you know, Johnny and Dally are buddies. And I'm like, yeah, no one's disputing that, but it's a little more than that also when you read the book. So I don't know, it's one of those things that I think specifically when you're reading books for queer subtext, it's, you know, it's very subjective. We study English literature and it's a very subjective field. We write analysis about it, and, you know, my analysis for The Outsiders would probably not have to do with anybody else's. It would have to do with the subtext I see, and, you know, there's a lot of tropes and coding, but I think a lot of queer reading comes from recognition and personal experience, right? Like, it's the personal experience that fuels your analysis of any text. So I happen to see the Johnny and Dally potential when a lot of people don't. A lot of people just see Johnny as being a morality pet for Dally, and I'm like, yeah, but so much more than that. Okay, I'm back home, done running our errands for the day. So yeah, I'm done talking about The Outsiders. Unless people want me to talk about it more, I could totally talk about it forever and explain all of the subtext that I see. Yes, I could, but see, this is why I love reading it, because it makes me want to read more. It's a book that I love so much that it makes me get back into reading. So for me, that is a great book to read when I'm in a reading slump, because I love it. It's short, it's easy to get through, and it just makes me want more. It makes me want to read, it makes me want to write. So yay. I'll keep that in mind for future reading slumps, to just go back to a favorite book of mine and reread that. So now I feel like I can go tackle Three Sides of a Heart, the short story collection, and I'm looking forward to that because, again, they're going to be short chunks of stories that I can hopefully read pretty quickly. It's Saturday. I'd like to finish them tomorrow or Monday, I guess, if I don't have too much to do over the next couple days. I'd also like to write though, because I have not been writing the last few days while I've been busy running errands and having the car broken down and stuff. So there's quite a few things I need to do in regards to that, and doing stuff around the house. Well, we'll see how far I actually get. I don't know. So I'm going to take a break and do some writing, and then I'm gonna come back and read maybe a little bit in the afternoon. I mean, it's already afternoon. It's 2 o'clock. So for a little bit. I'll do some writing, and then I'll do some reading, and then maybe I'll clean the house. Priorities. It's Friday the 18th, and I haven't updated in a long time. I've been really busy this week focusing on writing, so I have not been reading as much, but I did start Three Sides of a Heart. I've read first 3 stories. I think I'm in the middle of the 4th story, and I'm really liking it so far. The first one, if I can open it, let me see. It's really hard to do this at the same time. Okay, so the first one was Riddles in Mathematics by Katie Cotugno. So that one was a nice contemporary, like just slice of life, queer teens, 2 girls. It was really cute, really sweet. I liked the voice of the characters. I thought that was really well done, and it made me interested to read some more of her books, because I obviously, like, I've heard of her as an author, I just haven't read her books. And if her other contemporary books are anything like the short story in this one, I would be very interested to read them, I think. The only thing is that it's like, it was a love triangle, but it was the girl and her brother are like best friends with the same girl. So that, like, that's kind of what the love triangle was like, the girl thought maybe her brother and the other girl were together, but it just, I don't know. It was a cute story, but when we're starting off with a love triangle like that, and I'm like, that's the love triangle? What's in store for me here? I don't know. So the second story was Dread South by Justina Ireland. And I knew Dread Nation was coming out, and it's already out now. So I read this, and I think I like immediately requested Dread Nation from the library. I really enjoyed it. It was funny going from a contemporary slice of life story to zombies. Zombies in an alternate history of like post-Civil War restoration period. I really liked the short story. I guess they have like academies that teach, I don't know if it was just Black people in general, if it was just Black girls. It maybe sounded like it was just Black girls that they were training to be like zombie killers, because then they would be attendants to these white women. It's an interesting concept, and it was another girl kind of love story, and it's one of those where it was like more of the potential of what it was. And I know Dread Nation probably is not necessarily with these same characters. I don't know. I kind of wish it was though, because I liked these characters, and I liked the potential of the characters and where the story could be going. It was left very, you know, open-ended, and it was good. It was kind of a standard love triangle when you think of it, where the young white woman knows nothing and she's engaged to someone, and then this other woman comes along and turns her world upside down. So I liked it. I liked the writing. Yeah, I'm interested to read Dread Nation and see how that goes. And then the third story, Omega Ship by Rae Carson. I really liked that one. That one was sci-fi, kind of like end of the world. Like if people are being sent on a generational ship into space for colonization of other worlds, it's that type of story with a twist. And I really liked the twist in it. So it's a girl and a couple of people that they're just the last people. I think it's one of the stories that's in like the summary I'm trying not to spoil too much, but like being the last possible like humans and what that means. And it's just, for being such a short story, I really liked it. It was a twist, and I was like, I haven't read Rae Carson's books, but now I want to. I don't think she's written sci-fi, I think she's written fantasy, but because of the twist that she did with this like trope kind of standard sci-fi story, I'm interested to see like her other books. That's probably going to be the story of all of these. Like once I read them, if I enjoy them, I'm gonna be like, let me check out their other books. So yeah, that's as far as I've gotten so far. I'm in the middle of the fourth one. It's a story by Renee Ahdieh, and it's okay so far. It's the first one that I'm going into, and I'm like, It feels like nothing's happening in that one, where the other ones, even slice of life, you're like, okay, character development. This story feels like, I don't know, like nothing's happening. And I'm just like, okay, that's fine, but and I think a lot of people like her books, but to me, I'm like, if I'm reading this short story, this didn't make me immediately go, oh, I gotta go find her books. So far, who knows, she may have a nice twist to it, like Rae Carson's. I don't know. So it's Friday afternoon. I've already done doctor appointments and stuff, and I don't know how much more I'm going to get done today because I want to get more writing done. I'm in a good part of my book, so I want to do a little bit more of that, and then I'll read. I've been reading like either in doctor's offices or just like brief periods where I'm waiting. So I'm gonna try to read more like before I'm going to sleep and see if I can get more of the book read that way. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. My arm really hurts. This is why the camera angle's so low. My arms have been hurting. Everything's been hurting. I did the chiropractor today, so everything kind of hurts now, and I'm sore. All of my joints hurt, my neck and my back, and it's just everything. So I can barely like lift the camera up. I'm gonna have to set up the tripod the next time I start to film, because my arm is just like it can barely lift above my waist. That's why this angle is so hard. I guess I could actually, let me see if it will. Oh, see, I forget that these sticks can actually expand. Is that better? I don't know. God, my arms are killing me. You wouldn't think like my arms would hurt after the chiropractor, but everything hurts. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Okay, so I'm gonna go write some more, and then I don't know, I might update you guys either today or tomorrow on how I'm doing on the book. I just wanted to say, I don't think I showed you guys the end result of my tabbing of The Outsiders, because I highlighted a lot, and I did not tab like everywhere I highlighted. The yellow and green are just a lot of character stuff. If I find another tab color that I have, I will probably put it in there for just a lot of interesting moments that I like that are also character stuff, but sometimes they just make me laugh. And the pink, yeah, all of the pink is a lot of the stuff that makes me ship Jally. Just letting y'all know that this book is so short, and look at how many tabs it has. Like, are you kidding me? This is that's not even like a tab for everything that I highlighted. It's just, just, yeah. I just wanted to show you. If anyone wonders why it's one of my favorite books, I just can't with it, okay? If anybody follows me on Twitter, you will have seen me tweeting about this the entire time I was reading it. Yeah. I was like, I'm just gonna end up writing my dissertation on The Outsiders via Twitter. It's fine. I just, yeah. I don't really tab books very often, usually because I'm reading from the library, so I wouldn't be able to, but this is one of the few books that I was like, I've read it a million times. I don't ever get tired of it. It gets me in the mood to read other books, and it's just, I don't know. It's a very inspirational book for me, I guess, if I could say, like, you know, what's a book that inspires me to write and that kind of stuff. It's The Outsiders is definitely one of them. I just wanted to show you guys. I'm off to go right now, I promise.